Hello, mambo vipi kutoka hapa Afrika Mashariki. Good morning and good afternoon everyone. So there is like 7,000 miles between Nairobi and Port-au-Prince. So the different languages, different histories, different oceans separating us. But if you open the phones of a young Kenyan and a young Haitian, you will find the same apps, the same algorithms, the same world watching them. So sorting them, telling them who they are, who they are supposed to be. So today I'm sitting with four remarkable young people, two from Kenya, two from Haiti, who are figuring out who they are inside that world and who refuse to let an algorithm decide for them. So this is the Project Trinity podcast. And wherever you're watching from right now, Kenya, Haiti, the United States, and anywhere else, drop your city in the comments. Let's see how far this conversation reaches today. So welcome, I will welcome my guest today. So today's special guests from two countries, one project, Trinity family in the room. Before we dive into the deep stuff, let's go around. I want your name, where you are calling in from, and one thing about being a Project Trinity associates that still surprises you till this day. We start off in Haiti with Brigade Frandi, Brigade and Frandi. Yes. So, Brigade, can you take it away?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here today. It's truly an honor to be part of this powerful podcast every Wednesday. And today I'm here as a guest. And I can say I'm not only a guest, but we are there as voice representing a generation that is navigating now between tradition and transformation, between who we are and who the world is shaping us to become. Um, Growing up in AD, identity is something deeply rooted, and in our culture, resilience, history, and so many things. And now, this is why this conversation matters, because whether in AD or Kenya, young people are asking the same question: why I'm in a world that is constantly watching, judging, and shaping. How do I say authentic while still evolving? Now, I'm excited to share perspectives, learn from others, and explore how we as youth can take control of our narrative, use digital platforms as tools for empowerment also, and not lose ourselves in the process. Yes, good morning, and here we are for the great conversation today.
So that's a very good introduction. So, Frandi, tell us more about yourself.
Um, Good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Friendy. I'm a civil engineer, and I also a pianist. I come from Haiti, and I am proud to represent both my country and the work we're doing through Project Trinity. So, for those who don't understand English, moi c'est Frandy, moi c'est ingénieur civil et puis moi c'est pianiste. Moi sorti Haïti, moi c'est haïtien et moi fier pour représenter pays ensemble avec travail n'a fait dans Project Unity. Thank you.
Nice, Frandi bringing the Creole vibe. So, let me bring in the Swahili vibe. So, I'll welcome Nicholas and Ambrose to the stage to tell us more about themselves before we move on to the topics of the day.
Okay, thank you for having me today. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Thank you for having me today. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chumba Nicholas, an associate at Project Trinity Kenya, who comes from a rural part of Kenya, where identity is shaped mostly by environment, not exposure. You become what you see, what you have access to, and what your surroundings allow you to imagine. For me, this conversation on youth and identity in digital world is very personal since I've experienced on this. Thank you. So to our listeners, just stay tuned, and to those to our fans, let's keep engaging in the conversation together.
Nice,
Welcome.
nice. Ambrose, take it away.
Yeah, so hello world, habari zenu wote. Good evening from Kenya and good morning from Haiti. Is there an other part of the world? Thanks for having me today. My name is Ambrose Nangat Project Trinity Associate. So for me today, identity has always shaped me by community and lived experience. But today, the digital world adds a layer, another layer. Through my journey with Project Trinity, I have seen how young people are redefining themselves at the intersection of culture, technology, and also global connection. So thank you and welcome.
Yes, thank you so much for those introductions, my guests. So, before we get into the algorithms and identity and all the heavy stuff, I want to ground us. I want everyone watching to actually feel where you four are calling in from, not what they have seen on the news, but the real thing. So, Brigade, I'm coming to you first. So, when the world says the word Haiti, what what do you wish people pictured first instead of what they are usually picture?
Yeah. Thank you for this amazing question. I appreciate it. And now, when the word says 80, I wish people first pictured strength, like not struggle, but I wish they saw a nation that dared to rewrite story or history, like the first black republic born from courage, as you may know, and sacrifice also, and a place we can say resilience isn't just like a word, but it is a way of life passed down through generations. And also, I wish they imagined the rhythm of drums echoing through the hills and the vibrant colors of art that tells story like no textbook could hold, and the warmth of people who will share their last meal with you and still smile from the heart. And AD is creativity, I can say it like that, and it is right. When talking about AD, it is like an unbreakable spirit, because too often the world sees only hardship. That's why they see hardship, bad things, and but hardship isn't our identity. It's something we keep rising above and again, gradually. And in Creole, I can say it like les moun tande parler d'Haïti, et moi-même personnellement, m'ta aimé ouais un peuple qui campe droite. Donc, devant toute bagaille, malgré difficulté, qu'a fait effort, qui gagne force dans l'âme li, qui pas jamais lagué, et Haïti pas seulement souffrance, mais c'est courage, tout, c'est l'amour, et c'est lumière qui a éclairé dans le phénomène d'aujourd'hui à nous. Comment chaque Haïtien, en plus, là, yo d'accord pour yo apprendre, yo d'accord pour former tête, pour venir viral. Nous, pas seulement histoire, et triste seulement, nous, c'est peuple qui toujours levé, en dépit de tout. as we face challenge, we become more prideful, more strong, and we have more strength to become a better country. That's what I wanted people to see, not only hardship, but they could see how we rise again and again above this hard moment.
Yes, well said, Brigade. That's the resilience in our community, starting from your independent days in Haiti until now. The country has shown the resilience. So, the same questions to you, Nicola. When the world says Kenya, what do they get wrong about the place you actually live in today?
Okay, for sure. When the world says Kenya, many things picture out. Wildlife, tourism, or a country that is still largely underdeveloped. But that image is incomplete and in many ways outdated. The Kenya I live in is fast changing, digital, and full of young people who are ambitious and capable. Cities are modern and connected, and even in rural areas, once access is introduced, people adapt very quickly to technology. What people often get wrong is not just the image, but the assumption behind it. They assume limitations where there is potential. For sure, Kenya must be termed as the Silicon Savannah, with innovations shaping daily lives. And beyond technology, Kenya is also a source of champions, people who have shown resilience, discipline, and the ability to compete globally. For instance, now we have our own athletes who came from Kenya. For instance, we have Marco Cheseto, we have Amanyala, the famous, those champions. So Kenya is not one single story. It is a country of contrast, growth, and transformation, where identity is increasingly being shaped not by just where you are, but what you can access in digital world. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. You have really encompassed the Kenyan spirit in that conversation. So, Frandy, you are a civil engineer and a pianist. A pianist. That alone tells me Haiti raises people who do not fit in one box. So, what's it about your country that shaped that in you, that shaped you?
This is a wonderful question. Thank you. Haiti shaped me through both struggle and possibility. Uh, it's a place where you don't have the luxury to be just one thing. Um, you adapt, you grow, you explore different parts of yourself. So for me, engineering came from the desire to build and solve real problems in my community. Uh, but music, piano, that's where I connect spiritually and emotionally. I have played in over 20 churches and different evangelistic events across communities, setting up spaces for worship and bringing people together. Also, growing up in places like Saint Rock in Corfu, I was surrounded by people who believe in education. Many become engineers, doctors, agronomists. That environment showed me the power of knowledge. I'm one example of what a community like that can produce.
That's well said, Frandy. So back to you, Ambrose. You are in West Pokot. That is a very long way from Nairobi, and even further from how the world imagines Africa. So, what does your corner of Kenya teach you about identity that the rest of the world is missing?
Okay, thanks, Brian, for the question. So when people imagine Africa, they often default to extremes, either struggles or safaris to fetch water. But places like maybe here to West Pokot or Topia, the land of hidden treasures, exists outside those narratives. Those that's my real lesson on what identity begins. So West Pokot teaches that identity is not something you can inherit. It is something you actively live. Here, community is not a concept, it is a daily reality. People know each other, support each other, and your identity is deeply tied to responsibility, not just self expression. Another thing it teaches is resilience without performance. In many global conversations, resilience is romanticized, but here it is quiet, it is practical. It is about showing up every day, adapting and building something with what you have. Also, identity has here is not pressure to fit into a global template. Young people are not asking how do I look like the world, but rather how do I grow from where I am. So what the world is missing is the identity doesn't have to be validated globally to be meaningful. It can be rooted locally, shaped by culture, and still be strong enough to operate globally. Thank you.
Nice, well said. Identity does not need validation. So, before we continue, I want to welcome a very special voice into the conversation. Someone whose story carries resilience, discipline, inspiration in a powerful way. So, we are honored to be joined by Regional Director Marco Ceseto, a marathoner whose journey has encouraged so many people far and beyond the world of athletics. So, Marco, thank you so much for joining us. So, Marco, as you reflect on your recent Boston Marathon journey, what did the season mean to you personally, not just as an athlete, but as a person who had to keep rising through challenge after challenge?
Uh, Thank you for having me, Brian. And I think from my own story, we can all learn that preparedness, as I always say, is key in meeting the opportunity that presents itself at a moment. Because if you are ready, everything else will fall in place. No one wakes up one morning and says, you know what, I want to run 26.2 miles today. It's a consistent training over a long period of time to just run in one event. But yes, so we can all learn that yes, it's preparedness and readiness to face the challenges or opportunities that life presents itself to us.
Marco Ceseto, that's very powerful, and we are grateful for your voice and your example. So, and I think what Marco just shared connects beautifully to what Project Unity is really about. Not only opportunity, but resilience, identity, and what it means to keep us moving forward with purpose. So, Marco, the mic is yours. It was your time to talk to us. We'll just be listening to your wisdom and your inspirational words. So, welcome.
Thank you, Brian. I thought you were going to quiz me on some things because now I'm taking the mic to take you over on a training course on how to run a marathon. But you know, life in itself is a marathon. We are always running towards a goal, a time, and it's that mental preparedness. What do you always tell yourself before you tackle a task? What did you tell yourself today before you start your day? What are you telling yourself now? Because we all know 100% of the time, the person who around you is yourself. We don't know what you're telling yourself. We don't know how you're encouraging yourself. You're the number one cheerleader of your own self. And that is very important because the success or a fall of an individual depends on their own way of thinking, the way they see the world. Because particularly now, there's, it sounds like it's so chaotic. Everywhere is chaos. There is this, there is that, and sometimes it can be very, very easy to lose track of what you want to do, or maybe get overwhelmed by things that are not even directly affecting you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to us, it's up to you to say, you know what? Yes, there are challenges out there. But at the same time, there are opportunities out there that I really need to focus and show the world what I am capable of. The guest that just left before I came in was talking about validation. You don't need a validation to do what you're good at. You just tell yourself, I'm good at this, do it, and show the entire world what your capabilities are because nobody knows what potential you have. And I have never read an article that scientists have done to test and know that in a scale of 1 to 10, this person has a potential of 8 in whatever they are doing, be it like marathon running. Nobody would be like, okay, this person has 90% chance of being the best marathoner. It's the athlete themselves that train behind the scenes. They present themselves in the world stage, they run, and then that's when everyone is like, I can't believe it. I can't believe this guy did this. Like this Sunday, this past Sunday, a Saturday night, people were talking about, maybe somebody is going to break a world record in the marathon at sub 2 hours. I went to bed. I was almost 100% convinced that nobody is going to break 2 hours. I didn't even watch it. I said, there's no way. 2 hours? Like sub two? No. Then woke up, two people had ran sub 2 hours in a marathon. If those people are waiting for validation from someone like me, do you think they would have done what they have done? They would have been like, oh, look, some people don't even, a lot of people think it's impossible to run a sub 2 hours in a marathon. Had they gone with that, nobody would have done what, or they would not have done what they did. Let's also, and I know people sometimes look at the picture that is here now going well. It must be very, very difficult. And this guy has a lot of challenges running a marathon on these devices. But then let's talk about us here. The only person who has to run on assistive devices is myself. But then nobody here has ran a marathon. So running a marathon does not even depend on biological fit. It depends on what you tell yourself I am able to do. And I'm not saying this is to say all of you here have not achieved any success in life. I'm just giving an example of your potential does not need a validation from somebody else. You don't have to go and ask people, hey, what do you think I'm good at? You just show them what you're good at, and people would just be surprised on the amount of knowledge and ability that you have. Let's talk even about our two regions, Haiti and Kenya. Before Project Trinity, these are regions that nobody even thought they would be able to be on a world stage competing with a global society where people who are on tech industries went to big schools like Harvard, MIT, all these big schools. But then look at what you guys are doing. You are doing what any person who has the opportunity to be a tech guru is doing or are doing. So it's our abilities are not hindered by where we come from. Nobody should be thinking, well, I am from a remote area of Haiti, and guess what? I don't think I can compete with someone in Silicon Valley or New York or New Delhi or somewhere in the globe. It's you telling yourself, you know what? Given an opportunity like we have now with Project Trinity, we will prove to the world that give us a project. Give us your project that you think needs brilliant minds to look at it and simplify your workforce and see what we can do, because you've done it, you've proved it, you've showed your abilities, you've helped businesses, you've given them ideas that has really impacted their business positively. And that is what this is all about. It's about us, you showing the world what you're good at, and you are good at what you're doing. We've seen it. I have seen it. It don't do your work and look back. Be like, man, do they even know what I? Nobody. Don't even ask the question. Do they even know what I know? The answer is no. Nobody knows what you know until you show them. Show them what you are good at. Like so many of us have so impressed with what you are doing. So the story we can learn about running a marathon is everyone here is running their marathon, but don't look back, because we are all going forward. You look back when you've completed your day to just check, what do I need to improve? How can I better this? You don't look back so that you get inspired to move to the next phase. You are already the one steering it. You are the driver of your own self. You are the driver of the skills that you have. Imagine if you had to drive in a car that the driver is always asking, hey, where's the brake? And where's the gas pedal? And where's the steering? And do you think this car will take us to where we are going? Do you think the passengers would even enjoy the ride? No, but every driver takes the driver's seat and they guide. So you have that. You have the key. You have the car itself. Drive us. Show the world what you're good at. And you will be surprised how much people would flood to you, wanting you to solve all their problems.
Yes. So Marco, congratulations on your incredible achievement at the Boston Marathon, winning and defending your title. It's not just about performance. It's about resilience, discipline, and purpose. For those in Haiti, let me introduce Marco. Marco, nous félicitons pour victoire ça ou fait dans Boston Marathon et ou fait un capable dire nous fait ou fait un gros victoire dans États-Unis côté ou aller dans concours ou champion. Histoire ou c'est un exemple pour force avec détermination. Nous fiers pour nous gagner aujourd'hui. So, Marco, your story reflects exactly what we believe in at Project Trinity. That no matter that challenge, it is possible to rise, to lead, and to inspire others. We are honored to have you here with us today.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Friendly. Yes, it's true that yes, we are faced with challenges and opportunities in life, but then it does not define who we are. And
Yes.
let's, for the sake of this conversation, let me use my own story myself. Like, if today I describe myself to you guys, it'd be like, okay, my name is Marco Cicero. I went to Alaska. I lost my feet. I'm running on prosthetics and all that. And then stop there. Does that even say anything about me? No. I'm what I just described is just a phenomenon, a situation that I went through. It doesn't have anything to do with me. What defines us as humans is what impact we are able to bring, what change are we able to bring to our societies. Because yes, life is not a straight line, it's not linear, but then that's what definition of life is. It's what excites us. The uncertainty in life. If we knew for certain that this is going to happen to you, let's just use my own story. If I knew growing up that at some point in my life I was going to lose my feet, what life would I have lived until that point? It would have been very stressful life anticipating on when will that happen. Oh my goodness, is it next week? Is it next year? Is it? But then the beauty of life and uncertainty is it's we live with hope. We are not waiting for certain things that we know will happen to us because some things could happen to us. But the beauty of it is we don't know what tomorrow will bring, but we are very, very hopeful about tomorrow. It's what pushes us to go to the next step, to the next level in life. It's not trying to know exactly what tomorrow will bring.
Yeah.
Yes, so thank you so much, Mr. Chiseto, for those inspiring words. So I see you have made the comment sections to lit up with your inspirational words. So thank you so much. And also to my guest, I think you have heard what Mr. Marco has said, and maybe if you have something or to add to that, or can continue with our conversation for today.
What I just wanted to leave you with today, guys, is don't look around. Just look inside yourself. Do a self reflection. You have no idea how much potential you have. Your potential is limitless. If you think you have a limitation, then understand that those are the limitations that you've set yourself. They are not um, true limitations. Those are just human made limitations. The universe itself, of course, we all know the social Darwinism, survival for the fittest. And the word survival does not mean just barely making it. It's what do you tell yourself to make it to the next level? Do you discourage or encourage yourself? And always positive thinking. And positive thinking does not mean you are not going to be faced with challenges. But then when you are faced with that challenge, what do you tell yourself? In the world of marathons, it's 26.2 miles. And running a marathon, the first 18 miles, easy. Even at mile 17, you'll be like, man, I'm going to run this marathon so fast. But then you hit mile 22 or mile 19, and your body tells you you've been running for 18 miles and you need
Yes.
to stop. And that is true about everything in life. You run a race that is going to, at mile 18, affect you. But then what do you tell yourself at that mile 18 of your life? Are you going to tell yourself, okay, I've ran 18 miles, I want to stop, or you will keep running? I think we will all keep running because you keep moving, you will get to the finish line. Let's not stop in the middle of a marathon. Let's keep running and we will all make it. And I want to say thank you so much for having you and believe in yourself. Yes, you can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Michael.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you for having you.
Yeah.
Yes. So maybe we are lost our moderator. So yeah, he's back. Okay. Sorry for the technical problem. I hope everything is fixing in the background. So if you are watching this live, uh, whether you are in United States, in Kenya, in Haiti, and I want to see your comment. Uh, Tell us what do you think about success. Someone like Marco uh, in United States. So yeah, I think you would say something about that, Mr. Brigard.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, my bro. Because now we now we see how the result is when you keep working, and I would like to ask him what is next after that remarkable victory, because I can say from years to years, Marco keeps the fired up, and he keeps winning. He's on a winning streak, and we appreciate that, and we learn from that. And one of the things that I can say is, at any time that I'm listening to Mr. Marco Shiseto, our regional director, we learn something different. Okay, and especially me. Now we need to. I was listening closely to what he was saying. One of the things that I keep so quick is be limitless and unbreakable, and be yourself, and not waiting for validation. Now this is what it is, and sometimes we could feel like that we were waiting for someone to say, yeah, you are doing the right thing, keep going. This thing is a small validation that can help you go further. But if you don't receive it, what can you do with yourself? Now you are in a position not to receive any encouragement for others just to push you. You need to push yourself. Okay, not waiting for someone else to do that for you, because your life is limitless, and the only limit that you can have is know that you don't need any validation to go forward. And
Yes.
now I think I'm very appreciated what Marco said, and I will work on that just to see the result one day. Yeah, is our moderator back?
Yes, and Berga, our moderator, is back, and there are many. I want to say one last thing. There are many young people in Haiti and Kenya with the same potential. They just need access, opportunity, and belief, and that's what Project Unity is building.
Okay, for sure, that is true. And what Marco Cheseto shared was very, very motivating. And you see, everything is possible when, since everybody knows that no potential is locked unless you unlock the potential by yourself. I think that is the slogan Marco Cheseto is using. That's why we are seeing him moving ahead. And also, I'm saying he have that positivity to, if you could have that potential to make everybody be in a certain position, I think he could. But we just take the insights and enrich ourselves. I think that will also will be taken as a to crusade so that people will be educated on about it, and they will get enriched, and we will be getting more recruits, and progress will be well.
Yeah. Let me go move.
Okay,
Check.
thank you, Frandy, for that heads up. I had a connection issue, and that's what we are always talking about. But back, so we can continue with the conversation. So we have two nations and one digital generation, and that was a beautiful conversation that we had about 30 minutes ago, and it's 30 minutes now. So, and it's exactly what I want in this next part of the conversation to do. You four have been hearing each other for almost half an hour, two countries, two histories, but one room. So now I want you to talk to each other across the ocean. So, Frandy, my man up front. So you have spent 30 minutes now hearing about Kenya from Nicholas, Ambrose, and also Mr. Marco Chiseto. So what surprised you about how similar or how different your two worlds actually are?
Can you repeat that question, my friend?
Yes. So the question is, like, you have been hearing from the three amazing guests from Kenya,
Okay.
Mr. Marco,
Mhm.
Ambrose, and Nicholas. So what surprised you about how similar or how different your two worlds actually are?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. What surprised me is how similar we are in spirit, despite distance. Both Haiti and Kenya uh, have young people who believe in growth, education, and opportunity. We are both countries often misunderstood globally, but on the ground, there is intelligence, creativity, and resilience. So it made me realize that the future is not defined by geography, but by mindset.
Yes, well said. This the mindset. What you set your mind to do, you will do it. It's like just like Cheseto was saying. If he said I will not, there is nobody who will complete a marathon under 2 hours, and it happened because those people made it happen. So it's the mindset. So Nicholas, back to you. So let's reverse it for you. Like reverse it for me. What did you hear from Brigade and Frandy that sounded exactly like home in top?
Okay, thank you. For sure, what I heard from Frandy and Bricard that sounds like home is that we all struggle to keep everything in place and or to just make life come to existence. And that is everybody has to struggle to make sure that everything is in place, and everywhere we also embrace resilience, discipline, which also do so in Kenya. And by seeing that, I'm seeing being in Haiti and being in Kenya is like being in home, because we do share all the same issues, and we are all fighting to encounter them. Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation, Nicholas. So, Brigade, here is a hard one for you. So, both Haiti and Kenya have stories the global media tells about us. Usually, stories of struggle. How does a young person build their identity when the world has already written your country's narrative for you?
Uh, yeah, thank you for
Yeah, maybe a connection problem. I hope our technical team are fixing this in the background. Okay, let's try now.
Okay, I'll bring Ambrose to the stage if Brigade has an issue. So, Ambrose, the digital world basically tells young people in Africa and the Caribbean that we should aspire to look, sound, and code like Silicon Valley, like we have been talking about. So, do you agree with that, or is it different future you are building?
So thanks Brian for the questions. So for me, I don't fully agree with the idea. Silicon Valley represents innovation, yes, but it is not only model of the future. If young people in Africa and the Caribbean only aim to copy the Silicon Valley, we risk losing something important, that's context. Our environment challenges and opportunities are different, and that means our solution should also be different. The future, the future we build is not about limitation, it's about adaptation to access. We are seeing young people creating solutions for local problems, like maybe agriculture supported by tech. So that is innovation, just in a different form. Also, identity matters. How we speak, how we think, how we collaborate. These are strengths, not weaknesses. The goal is not to erase them to fit into global mode. So the real future is hybrid, globally connected and locally grounded. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much for that. So before we move on, we have a special guest watching our podcast today. Is our project purpose partner, a company called MMC. So it's called Mark Champagne. Shout out and is an expertise at has an honors rep and a construction management firm, an LLC, and also part of the Project Trinity. So thank you so much for being part of us, supporting us, and giving us an opportunity to work for you. And I know we'll make you proud. So thank you so much for that. So, family, so this is the moment to drop in the comments. So, between Kenya and Haiti, what is a similarity you did not expect, and and if you are watching from a third country, maybe anywhere else, tell us how this conversation lands where you are. So that's for my audience, and also keep sharing, liking, and if you have any question for our guest, I don't know if you have time, maybe you can highlight some. So as special guest, so that's all I have. So we move on with the conversation. So we have been talking about the identity, our youth. So let's move on to what it means to project Trinity, our youth, and identity in this world. So everything we have talked about so far, identity, the algorithm, two nations finding each other. none of it is just a theory, because there is something being built in the middle of all this, and it is the reason the four of us, of you, are even on this call together. I want to spend the next 10 minutes going deeper on Project Unity, not the Broqua version, but the live version. So, Nicholas, I'm coming to you first because you are on the ground every day with me. I know you well, you know me well. So, you do grassroots community work for Project Unity. What actually changes in a community, not what the people hope changes. What really changes when a young person walks back in with skills, with confidence, with maybe with a paycheck also.
Okay, thank you, Brian. When a young person walks back into a community with skills, confidence, and paycheck, the first thing that changes is perception and their mindset. People start to see that success is not something distant or reserved for others. It becomes visible and achievable within their own environment. Then confidence begins to spread. That young person becomes an example, not just through what they say, but through what they are able to do. Others start to ask questions like, if they can do it, why not me? That now gives motivation to the people in the community. Maybe that person who went away and come back with skills, games from maybe a humble background. And when you see somebody, I've seen that this man have achieved this. I must achieve this because he have met the expectation and it is possible that he can do it. The community starts to shift from survival thinking to possibility thinking too. And in that context, uh, the community will be able to transform since each and every individual will be able to cope up with the good examples from the person from the ground. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that insightful words, Mr. Nicholas. So back to you, Brigade. I hope your connection now is fixed. So before Project Unity existed, what was the path forward for a young person in your part of the country? And what is it now that this exists?
Yeah. Now I think we hear me well. Uh, Before the project Trinity, I can say the youth tried hard just to find a way to be connected to the world, and then even find some possibilities to find jobs and to learn also. And now, as Project Trinity brings new perspectives, and have also this plan to keep leveraging the local communities and local abilities that Asian people that have, especially the youth, they really have the maturity or the knowledges, but they couldn't find a way to move forward. And now, with the presence of Project Trinity, this is two different things. Now we find a way to serve the world, to support businesses and purpose partner, as we are talking now and seeing MSC watching us, and we're delivering not a simulate things, but we do work on things to improve the world. And we, as young Asian also in Haiti, in remote communities, we take this time to thank Project Trinity leaders. By the way, they keep helping others. They keep having some young Asian people that couldn't find any way possible to move forward, and but now they are locked in cybersecurity. They are locked in on some web development and some other major things. And now we're proud, and then we can say that talking about Project Trinity is something big for Asian people, because it is actually bring something different. And now, if we are well connected, it's thanks to Project Trinity, and we are the member we wanted to grow and to help more young people, and then to find more purpose partner also. Now, this is what it is.
Yes, yes, nicely put, I regard. We keep pushing the boundaries, pushing the limits, and creating more opportunities for us as youths. So, Ambrose, you specialize in data, cybersecurity, and creative fields that didn't even exist as careers in West Pokot maybe about a generation ago. So, what does it mean to you and your job like your job did not exist when your grandparents maybe were your age?
Okay, thanks, Brian, for the question. So now it means that we are living in a completely different world, one where opportunity is no longer defined by maybe geographical area alone, or where you are localized. For my grandparents, work was mostly physical and local. It was tied to land, trade, and traditional professions. Today, work exists in a digital space. It is borderless. That shift represents progress, but it also comes with responsibility. It means the first generation educating careers that don't have clear paths. There is no blueprint. We are, we are building it as we go. It also means access is everything. Without the right tools, training, and infrastructure, many people will never even know these opportunities exist. That's why we have Project Trinity matters a lot here, because they are now bridging the gap between the potential and the access. So to me, it means three things: opportunity has expanded, responsibility has increased, and we are the bridge between generations. We are not just working; we are redefining what work means. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for that insightful conversations. So, to my guests, thank you so much for today's conversation. I can see time is not on our side, but I want to pause right here because everything we have talked about today, the centers, the training, the associates sitting in front of me right now, and this very conversation we are having on this very stream, none of it exists without two groups of people. The first group is donors, people who believe in something they could not yet see, people who wrote checks for building that were not yet built, and associates they had not yet met. So the second group is the volunteers, people who showed up before there was anything fancy to show up to, who gave their Saturdays, their evenings, their skills when there was no payoff in sight. So to every donor, every partner, every volunteer who stood with Project Unity, thank you so much. You are the reason we are here tonight, today. You are the reason this lesson exists at all. And to my four guests, I want to do something now. I want you to look directly into that camera. There is a donor watching tonight. There is a volunteer somewhere who gave their Saturday last week. They cannot hear you in person. Most of them you will never meet, but they are watching this. So I want each of you to say one thing to them. as we wrap up?
Yes, we want to say you thank you for your help and keep helping Project Trinity, keep supporting us, and we are ready to serve the world, to give the best of what we can, and we are ready.
Yes. Thank you for this conversation. And to anyone listening, if you believe in building futures, in empowering communities, and in creating real impact, this is your invitation to be part of that story.
Okay, we say thank you. And I would like to leave the audience with one word, that identity is no longer shaped only by where you are physically, but it's also shaped by how exposed are you digitally. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to leave with just a saying that young people are not just adapting to the digital world, they are shaping it. Yeah.
So yes, Brigade, Frandy, Nicholas, Ambrose, 5,000 plus miles one conversation, and I'm sitting here realizing the distance was never as big as we thought it would be. So, and thank you also to Marco Ceseto for those kind words. So Project Unity exists because we believe that. Subscribe to the podcast, share the episode, and support the mission. Until next time, asante sana, merci and peel. Good night.